This is going to be a quick video on changing the front drop links and anti-roll bar bushes on the Disco 3. Drop links, really easy to do them at home by yourself, basic tools. The anti-roll bar bushes are a little bit trickier, but with a bit of patience you can get them off. I will add a timestamp in case you just want to skip to the anti-roll bar bushes if you've already done drop links or already know how to do them. So drop links, they are just two 19mm nuts holding them on. Some of them have a hex key at the top to put an Allen key in to hold the thread from spinning whilst you're undoing them. Others just take a 7 or 8mm spanner. If you're lucky, you can just buzz them off with a gun and it will come straight off. If not, get your 19mm spanner with your 8mm spanner on the top, take the nut off, hold the stud from moving, the nut will come off. If you're unlucky, you might have to cut them off, but they're quite thin, so it's easy to cut through them. To remove the bottom nut, it's just the same as the top. It's a little bit harder to get to, especially if it's seized up, but just cut it off if you have to. One thing worth mentioning before you go and buy your drop links is that if you have a knock, try jacking it up and just see if the nuts are loose. I know a couple of people that thought they had to replace them, but it turns out it was loose and tighten them up, and then that cured their issue. Fitting the new one is just the same as taking it off, so 19mm spanner and an 8mm, depending on what to buy. You might need a trolley jack or a bottle jack just to lift up the hub to get the bottom bolt just to line up. So once you've got top and bottom tight, you can torque them up to 115 Nm and you are ready to go. The process is the same on the other side. And now for the anti-roll bar bushes. These are a bit trickier to do, especially the passenger side one, just because access is a bit harder for the top bolt, which you'll see in a minute. When I've done these previously on my own car, I managed to use a universal joint and an impact, and I just buzzed them straight off. This one, however, was a little bit trickier. Tried universal joints, tried crow's feet, tried a few different things. I'll show you what I did and what did and didn't work. When I did these on my car, I replaced the brackets and the nuts holding the bushes in, which I would recommend you do. Luckily on this car they were alright, but a lot of them do corrode. Obviously I cut quite a lot of it out, but at the start you're going to see me struggling to get the angle bit and a socket onto the top nut. The idea was to use the impact to try and break it off, but it didn't work because I couldn't quite get on it square. After trying to use the impact, I got a crow's foot and got that on the top nut. I managed to break it loose, but it wasn't really enough to keep turning it around to get it off. In the end, I found the best thing to use was this offset spanner. Only really worked after we backed it off a little bit with the impact because it didn't reach over the housing of the bush that well. But if that's all you got, it'll work. It's a lot easier if you take the sump guard off and go in that way, get a bit more access to the top nut. Once you've got the two nuts off, just pry the bracket off and pull the bush out, and that is the hardest bit of the job done. As I I said earlier, it's best to replace these brackets. If you're not, give them a clean up. Make sure there's no horrible rusty bits inside which are going to tear up your new bushes. Give them a bit of paint if you like. Now if you're fitting poly bushes, you'll probably get a pack of grease to apply to the inside of the bush. I also clean up the roll bar where the bush will sit. Just get it as clean and smooth as you can, and then you're ready to put the new bush on. You'll see there's a little stop just on the left there. You don't have to worry about how far in to push the bush. Just go against that and it'll be in place. Now to start on the driver's side, which is much easier, you're going to want to remove this oil cooler. It's just one 10mm bolt at the top, which is shown here. It's that little hole. You don't need to disconnect any pipes, just lift it out of the bracket, just so you've got enough wiggle room for the top nut. As you can see, process is just the same as the other side. Just don't forget to put your oil cooler back in place before you put everything away. I'll chuck up a torque spec for these nuts on screen. If you can figure out how to do the passenger side, good on you. But we just done them as tight as we could, or as tight as we thought was necessary anyway.